Hi, Lisa Richardson, Crochet Along 2017 crocheters. I've been absent for a little while. Things just were getting in my way, so I'm trying to catch up on release 11 and 12 because I believe tomorrow, release 13, the final release is coming out, which is the border, I believe. So what I'm going to do is quick and dirty videos today on release 11, the Petal Waves panels. I've done one of them. If you've been following along, this should be fairly simple for you. We have done these stitches before, it's just their placement within the 4-row repeat. Release 11 starts with a foundation row. In your case, you're going to be casting on 82. I just did a little short chain of 18 for my sample here. So you're going to, chain 82. I keep going back to knit terms. And the foundation row sets up the 4-row pattern. The 4-row pattern is done a total of 4 times, so 16 rows to complete your block, your panel. So the foundation row, we're working on a chain here, so keep it stretched out. It's a little tricky to see what you're doing on a chain. I made sure I didn't do my chain too tightly here. So the first instruction is 1 double crochet into the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2 down from the hook, we're going to double crochet. Make sure you catch 2 strands of star 2 chains, miss 3 chains, and 4 double trebles into the next chain. So miss 3 chains, miss 1, 2, 3, and 4 double trebles into the next chain. So that's twice around. Keep a hold on your tail because it's really easy to get confused as to where the tail's supposed to be. And if you're looking at this on an iPad, of course, you can zoom in, right? So that's 1 double treble. 2 double trebles. 3 double trebles. 4 double trebles, all into the same chain. Four double trebles, all into the same chain. Chain 2, miss 3 chains, and 1 double crochet into the next chain. So missing 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, double crochet into this one. Repeat from the start to the end. So repeating the 2 chain, miss 3 chains, 4 double trebles, blah, blah, blah. Repeating that to the end. You will have 10 full pattern repeats. I'm only going to have 2. So 2 chain. So you've done it all along to the end of your 82. I'm going to do 2 chain,
skip 3, and into the 4th you're going to do 4 double trebles. There's 1. Here comes the 4th double treble. And yes, this first setup foundation row is really fiddly. Just persevere, take it slow and easy. You don't have to rush. 2 chain, skipping 3 chains in your base chain, double crochet into the 4th one, and you'll see I have only 3 chains left, but I'm not going to worry about that because this is a sample. You should have 3 chains to skip and 1 chain to double crochet into. But to be honest, if you're short by 1, this foundation setup row is going to solve that for you. Okay, so don't worry about it. And there you go. Your foundation row is complete.
So here we go with row 1 of the repeat. 1 chain, which doesn't count as a stitch, and do a double treble into the stitch at the base of the chain. So right in here. Three chain. Reading the wrong line of the pattern. 3 chain, skipping the 2 chains and the first double treble. We're going to DC into the next double treble. So I just put my fingers right at the next double treble and dive into the top and do a DC, double crochet. 3 chains. And the pattern reads to miss the next 2 double trebles and the 2 chains and DC into the next stitch. Well, that is the DC of the row below. So DC into that stitch in the row below. Three chains. Missing the 2 chains, missing the first double treble, DC into the second double treble. Carry along doing that right to the end, and at the end of the row you are going to do 3 chains, missing those last 2 double trebles and the first, the 2 chains here. We're going to DC right into the top of this last stitch. So really, to simplify the explanation for this row, you're doing sections of 3 chains, and you're double trebling into the you're double crocheting into the second double treble of each fan on the row below. 3 chains, double crochet into the double crochet of the row below, 3 chains, double crochet into the second double treble of each fan, etc., all across. quite simple actually, but the instructions are quite convoluted, I think. So on to row 2. Row 2 starts with 4 chain. This counts as 1 double treble. And then you make a double treble into the stitch at the base of the 4 chain. Right in here. Oops. Star, 2 chain. Missing 3 chains, 1 double crochet into the next double crochet. So the double crochet of on the top of the fan of the previous row. 2 chain. Missing 3 chain. We're going to do 4 double trebles into this next double crochet of the previous row. So that's 1 double treble. Excuse me while I get some more yarn here. Here's 2 double trebles. The third. And the fourth. So you repeat that across. You're doing 2 chains and going across, either doing a double crochet or this group of 4 double trebles. So we're going to do a double crochet in here. And then ending with 2 chains. Omitting 1 double treble at the end of the last repeat. So that means you're doing 3 double trebles into this last stitch of the previous row. There's 1. Two. And 3. All into that last stitch. Row 3 is another one of these rows where you're doing chains and attaching it to different points on the previous row. So it starts off with 1 chain, which doesn't count, and a double crochet into the stitch at the base of that 1 chain. Star, 3 chain, miss the 2 double trebles and 2 chains, double crochet into the double crochet. Three chains, missing 2 chains and 1 double treble,
double crochet into the next double treble. So you repeat this this spacing across. Oops, sorry. You repeat this 3 chain and doing a double crochet into the 2 points on the whole row, across the whole row. And when you get to the end, there's your last, that's your last double crochet. 3 chains, and work your very last double crochet of this row into the top of the 4 chains that were at the beginning of the previous row. There you go, right there. So when you stretch it out, you see that there's these little sort of stars of chains in between the 2 sections of petal waves. And don't worry about how it pulls up at the bottom there, because when you finish your 4 row repeats, it stretches out for you. Okay, row 4 of the repeat starts with 1 chain, which doesn't count as a stitch, and 1 double crochet into the stitch at the base of the chain. Star. 2 chains, missing the 3 chains, we do 4 double trebles into the next double crochet, this stitch right here. There's 1 double treble, two, three, and 4. Two chains, missing 3 chains, 1 double crochet into the next double crochet. So this double crochet right here on top of the 4 double treble fan below it. So 1 double crochet right in here, and you repeat that across to the end. So on my little sample piece here, I have to do 1 more section of double trebles in here. Oops. Start that again. We're going to do 4 double trebles in this DC. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two chain, and 1 DC into the top of that DC at the beginning of that row there, right in here. And that is the end of your 4-row repeats. So here's the panel that I've completed. I don't know if you are on Ravelry, but Maria, Westy99, there is a fabulous crocheter, and she's been doing charts and pictures for each repeat. She suggested to take your chain edge and to do a double crochet into each stitch to make it more manageable to work into. And I did that on my first panel here, and I wasn't sure if it was something that I was going to continue doing. I sort of like it. It makes the edge a little bit firmer. And this is a really open work. You can see this is quite open. It's these little groups of 4 double trebles, and then there's these little stars of chains coming together between them. So it's up to you if you want to take your first initial chain and do double crochets into it or not. So that's my quick and dirty video demonstration of Release 11, the Petal Waves panels. I hope it helps you, and I'm going to do Release 12 as soon as this uploads to YouTube. Until then, happy crocheting!